We are on our way to Iowa City.
Hi, y'all.
Room, and I'm actually in comfy clothes, and I'm going to show you. I'll show you what I have. See those? Hot, right? No, not really. So I got a 2-pack of them really cheap at Walmart, and they're super comfy. The bottoms are really comfy. They're like squishy. They're like a ballet slipper, and they came in a 2-pack, black, and then those lovely leopard print ones. And T's favorite color is black, and so is mine. And of course, you know, she had to have the black ones. So mommy got these awesome leopard print ones. But they're comfy, so I don't care. But yeah, so I'm in my comfy clothes. Our appointment went well today. And I showed the sunset at the end of the music montage. And you know, it's just a reminder to me. When I saw that, it was a reminder that there is a light in any journey you're taking, even when it seems like it's really, really dark. And sometimes lately it's just seemed really dark or really overwhelming and difficult. Like, are we gonna come through this? Are we gonna pull through this? But we will. We're a strong family, and Matt and I are strong parents, and we're lucky to have each other to lean on. You know, I know there's a lot of people that don't have support systems and stuff out there. As a matter of fact, one of my fellow vlogging friends just talked about that recently, how she doesn't have that support. And without the support that we have of family, and without the support that Matt and I give each other, it's not always perfect. It's not. I mean, it can be very, very stressful. But without that, I just can't imagine how much harder this journey would be. And so my heart goes out to anyone that does not have a good support system and doesn't have someone there backing them up. But, you know, there is a light at the end of the journey, during the journey, when it's your darkest hours, you know, and you feel like sometimes it's your darkest hours. At least for me, that's the way I feel. And when I saw that sunset tonight, I know things have been really, really stressful. And I know that the journey has been really, really tough lately. And the goals that we're trying to reach and those things have had to be pushed to the side. And that happens, especially when you're raising children. There's times where the focus has to be completely on them, especially when it's a medical issue. And so I kind of wanted to give you guys an update on what's going on with our journey through autism. And like I've said, this is a different journey, not something that we've not come across before, because like I said, we have 2 autistic children, and although they're different, they have a lot of similarities. And I don't know if I want to say they're severe meltdowns, because that's not really what it is. That would actually be playing it a little bit differently, I think, because one of my children actually suffers from something called IED. And if you're not familiar with it, even sometimes some of the doctors aren't very familiar with the term, because it's very uncommon and it's pretty rare. IED is something called intermittent explosive disorder. And especially in autism is different. And when I was talking to the doctor today, she was amazing, by the way, with my child. And like I said, when I keep saying my child, if you're wondering, if you're new to the vlog, the reason I say that is we decided to keep the anonymity of our children with these issues. If they decide that that's something they want to share in the future, they are welcome to, but I want to share the experience with you and how we're getting through it and coping with the difficult times that come along with raising children in general. And, but what IED is there can be really calm times, and then there can be times that for absolutely no reason or for the smallest reasons, explosions happen, and they can be very severe, they can be very violent. And we had no clue, we didn't even know what it was until we were able to take our child to the correct doctor and get it taken care of. And there are medications that will actually help with that and help a person that has to live with IED, because IED is a forever thing. It is not something that has a cure, it's something that's always there. And it can cause all kinds of issues for a person, including legal issues, if it's not dealt with properly. And so we made the decision to help that child of ours get through it. And since they have started the medication and been on it for a while, the ability to control those explosions are so different now for that child, and life can be normal for that child, or whatever you want to call normal, but life is a lot easier on that child. And so when Matt and I made the decision to seek help in this situation, because the situation was very similar, but the diagnosis is not the same. Not to say that the IED is hereditary, so it's not to say that the child doesn't have it, but in the age of the child that we're dealing with, it's uncertain. So when they went to diagnose our child, they actually, besides the autism, gave 2 other diagnoses, including anxiety. And when you're dealing with autism and anxiety, that in itself, anxiety can lead to explosions. I can't say this right. Lead to explosions in an autistic person, because how they deal with the sensations coming into their body and those outside stressors are very different than someone without autism. And so they decided to treat what's going on with our child in the same manner that they're treating our other child. But it takes time. It takes time for the medications to build up in the system and to be able to work correctly for the child. So in the meantime, and it can take up to a month for that to happen. So in the meantime, we still have to have the emergency plans in place for our child and to help them. And when we came home, it was a very, very stressful day for our child. New doctors, new situation, and a doctor that was very well versed in dealing with autistic children and was able to decipher the difference between autism and behaviors. And because there are, you really have to learn what the difference is, whether it's autism that you're seeing, or whether it's a behavior issue that you're seeing, or whether it's a combination of both and the behaviors are coming out because the autism is not making it to where the child can handle the situation that they're in correctly. Because whatever stress they're feeling and the sensory issues that are happening sometimes can make it overwhelming to that child, and how they act out accordingly depends on the child. But usually it will end up, at least in my experience, in a meltdown when there's a lot of outside stressors. And sometimes the child can hold it together very, very well in a new situation and around strange people. But once they get home and into a situation where they're more comfortable and they feel safe, such as home, hard meltdowns ensue after a day like that. And that's what we experienced tonight. And so I didn't do a lot of filming, but I wanted to give you guys an update on what is going on. Let you know how today went, but that's why we didn't do a whole lot of regular family vlogging and filming, is because we were taking care of a medical issue with our child. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you tomorrow.